You know that feeling you get when you hand your boss a report at work and he Gordon Ramsays you in the face with it? Well, you can only get Gordon Ramsayed so many times before you get revenge. The angrier we get, the harder we kick. I've always wanted a game with an anger meter. This one basically goes from mad to nuclear. There's not a lot of options to miss, so we'll see how this goes. And blast off! I actually got it in the weaker zone, but the boss is having a bad day. This is dedicated to you on a Monday. Every time we kick this moron out the window, we get money. He traveled 4,051 undetermined units. We can spend that money on better upgrades, like drinking or presumably more kicking power. Like any good employee, I want to start my day with a more powerful kick to launch my boss. Now we got an extra bar to work with, we just gotta land it right in the center. Luckily I've had a lot of coffee, it's payday. Out goes the boss, flat onto the pavement, he has a bad day. So let's buy some extra cash, earn more money from distance traveled. I love my boss. And we don't have enough birds. We're gonna increase the chance of birds for $550. Nature is healing. I'm not entirely sure what the birds do. Luckily we could just keep yeeting him out the window and eventually we'll find out all of life's mysteries. The cars give him a good vault. This is gonna be a moneymaker. Alright, we need more cars. Never realized they were so spring-loaded. 18,200 distance. That's worth $2,000. So let's increase the chance of encountering cars. I feel like there's a lot of those out there. Be a big moron and hit the cars. Are we getting any cars? There's no cars. Nutritious food, better weight, better speed. Is this for me or my boss? Are we just feeding my boss better food now? Drinking beer makes more bounce. Yeah, I agree with this statement. Baby oil. My boss is starting to have actually a pretty good day. I want to be plied with food and alcohol and baby oil. This doesn't seem like a bad thing. But there's only one way to find out. Out you go, you big dumb moron. Bounce, that baby oil really makes a difference. He bounced off an umbrella. He is mildly bouncier and there is more stuff for him to land on. 17,300. Value of coins going up. You just never really know when he's gonna have a good bounce. Like that, he bounced directly onto a car and then a fire hydrant somehow, so he's really going far. We're already at 30,000. Luck is on our side. See, it's all in the baby oil. Almost $4,000 just for that. We're all about the money here. We want to take all the money we can from the boss. Also, some kicking power probably wouldn't hurt. It is going to get harder and harder to time. Luckily, I've had a lot of coffee, so I can do this pretty good every single launch. And pretty soon we'll have him so soaked in baby oil, he's never gonna stop. The gentlest nudge will have him circling the globe. I kinda just got lost in the zone here, kicking him out the window again and again. It's very easy to do. Now we're pulling out the big guns. You know what they say about a guy with large feet, right? Big shoes. Those look like the kind of things that could launch a man into orbit. Let's see how that goes. He's hit a whole bunch of things along the way. I think we encountered our first bird. Something squawked and he got launched. That time was $5,000 by itself, so we're just gonna keep on launching him at rapid speed. I wonder if we can get him into space at some point. Well, we're actually really close there. I saw some of the birds. They're hiding up top. Okay, we've lost him. 10 seconds in the air. We got an achievement. He's Superman. He's morphing into different things. We've kicked him so hard. Must have been a bad Monday. So naturally with that, we're gonna give him more baby oil. We're gonna give him a lot of baby oil. He's pretty much gonna be made of this stuff. And we're gonna make him more bouncy. We're gonna have a baby oiled bouncy man. That should have very good ramifications for this guy. Is he bouncier? Is he slipperier? He's hitting the fire hydrants more. I think being slippery is good because then he maintains a nice level course as he flies. Increase the chance of encountering dogs. Yes, I don't know what use they are, but we're probably going to bounce right off them. Same with umbrellas. Everyone knows you bounce off those. This is great because not only do I brutally assault my boss, but there's a lot of collateral damage. We're aiming to hurt as many things as we can. And this game really does have that rapid fire ability. Like you can launch this guy, he'll come back down. You can launch him again within seconds. There's no waiting involved. Got some height on this one. He's up to 2,000 whatevers. Turns out adding those dogs really was a good thing. And we had a home run and crashed him right into his house and the boss was kicked. Now instead of sending him home, we need to send him to the hospital. We're going to make sure he's in rough shape when he gets there. He's going to be so baby oiled, he's going to slide right out of their care. There's actually a lot of things for him to hit. He almost doesn't touch the ground anymore. So that's probably not great for his health. We're going to add a higher chance of crazy ex-employees to wear bags on their head and have to wear a sign that lets you know exactly what they are. Also some protesters, we can bounce off those, and construction areas. I feel like coin value is probably one of the bigger upgrades and more birds. In general, just a whole lot of different upgrades. The more crappy chance to hit out there, the better, because we've got to go a long ways to get him to the hospital. We're not going to do it with that kick. It really is just sort of a momentum game. What you really need is for him to hit something off the very first bounce, and then he turns into Superman and piles his head into the ground at a very high speed. With a little bit of luck, he'll hit some more things, but that first bounce really needs that momentum. Pretty sure we need to send him a legitimate million distance right now to get him to the hospital, and we'll get there. We're going to send him all the way to the moon and back. Birds now give you turbo. We have turbo birds. That was very expensive. And as is always the case, the more expensive something is, the better it is, without exception. Why are you only going 23,000? Do you know how much baby oil we poured on you? Spoiler alert, it was a lot. This guy is going for it this time. I like how he's just helpless to do anything about it. He just flails through the air, knowing it's inevitable that eventually he's going to die. $13,000 for a single run is going to get us an awful lot of upgrades. We're skipping right over the basketball shoes and going straight to hockey shoes, otherwise known as skates. +2 power, 10% encountering crazy ex-employee. Then we're also going to get a higher chance of balloons floating there carrying dynamite, as they often do in the real world. Now these are the kind of shoes you don't want to get kicked with, so off he goes. He's off to a good launch. 13,000 before he even touches the ground. Now with a few lucky bounces, we'll have a homicide in no time at all. I've already launched him 33 times. It felt like 6. Time just melts away when you're kicking your boss out the window. We're gonna need a little more money per launch. It's gonna cost a lot to get all the baby oil we need for this guy. We got some height on this one. We got a lot of height on this one. He's already gone 89,000 and he's still hitting stuff. So his height's pretty good. His speed is slowing down. We need that baby oil to kick in and slide him along the ground. 113,000. So let's add some kick power to get him going a little quicker, a little faster, more nutritious food. That way he can really pick up the speed. I've gotten so big and strong and angry I've ripped my sleeves right off. It's still a very functional shirt. But if your employee looks like this, maybe stop throwing stuff in his face, because I don't think that's going to give you any help at all. Wow, he went a long ways on a single can of bird. Oh, this is going to be a record for sure. He is launched. Look at that speed. That's crazy how fast he's going. The hospital is still a long ways away, but at the rate he's going, it's not actually going to take him that long to get there. We're here for it. We run into a crazy ex-employee. Okay, so we got to raise the bar up. It was supposed to get to the green bar. We screwed that up because I didn't understand. There's also protesters in front, but that gave us 20 grand. So we're just going to increase our chance of umbrellas and cars. We need more stuff for him to bounce off of. That's most important. And we just need him to be adequately baby-oiled and heavy enough to carry that speed. We need him to be able to hit light speed. More money per launch, $13,000 well spent. Because now when we kick this bumbling moron only 35,000, we're gonna get $4,000. So we're just gonna rapid fire launch this moron for a minute and really make a good investment in ourselves. It's really an investment in the world. We're making the world a better place. Now we can make him bouncier. That's gotta come in handy. Every bounce is a lot more distance. A bouncy boss is a good boss. Never seen the dog before, so that guy got launched. That might have been a record for height. This might be a record for speed. He is going thousands per second. Almost 150,000. So I've maxed out our earnings, and also since the dog was a hero on that run, he's been upgraded to 2 stars. For as many things as there are out in the world for him to run into, he's still not managing to hit nearly enough of them. Basically, I need more crap on the ground. That's what I'm really starting to realize. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. I like how at times he tries to flap his arms and fly like a bird, as if that's going to save him at this point. He's living in my world now, and there is no escape. Also, that one was $21,000. Things are getting more expensive. We're going to increase the chance of birds and the chance of cars. Eventually, there won't be pavement below him. It will just be birds, it will just be fire hydrants, it will be things to launch him further into the air and cause ever more misery. Especially with enough bouncy baby oil power. For now, he still skids to a halt on the pavement, and that's not good enough. More umbrellas, more fire hydrants, more everything. I do appreciate how he turns into Superman, but then just drives straight into the ground with his brain. I know it wasn't that functional to begin with, but it's just funny. More fire hydrants. So we're getting about 1 upgrade per run. We're on day 51. So a couple hundred runs, we should be able to end this fool. We're gonna jump right up to the naked shoes. 10% extra money, $25,000. Being naked is always the right investment. Also more balloons for 7 grand. Not sure what kind of evil maniac we're paying to put dynamite balloons out into the world, but I hope we can put them on full time. More nutritious food for our precious boss. We need maximum airtime. And that's gonna work out great. The faster we can have this frail old body flying through the air, the more money we're gonna make in return. We're getting some distance on this one. This will be a money maker for sure. If we get lucky and hit just a few more things, Or he can skid to a halt on a pavement, but that opens up a whole new world of possibilities like $20,000 in baby oil.
Maximum lubrication.
Everything's getting so expensive, but they're starting to get to max level. We just got 3 separate upgrades for about 50 grand. That was a good start. We immediately hit a fire hydrant or something that absolutely launched him. Would have been great to hit something there, but we're already moving pretty quick. I don't know what terminal velocity for an old man flying horizontally is, but I intend to find it and break it. We've broken 200,000 now. He's slowing down a little bit, but given his girth and mass, he's a little bit resistant to the air. They didn't design this guy for aerodynamics, unfortunately. He's working against me the whole time. Clearly what we need is more raw kicking power. And better weight, better speed. That kicking power is going to go hand in hand with that. I have a smaller target, but that's okay because we'll get it eventually. At this point, it hardly matters what we do. He just bounces off everything, and I'm getting so strong with my super shoes that it just doesn't matter. Max level launch, off he goes. 20, almost 30,000 before he even touches the ground, so a few lucky bounces, and we're moving. We need him bouncing more. That's definitely going to help. We're going to have him bouncing a lot more. Okay, we got some real speed going this time. I think we hit a double bird or something. So we are absolutely flying. We might make it all the way to the hospital, which will be the first time he's received medical attention this entire day. In a perfect world, we would bounce him right over the hospital, straight to the graveyard, so we'll see what we can do about that. He hit another dog at 300,000. That dog does not like him. It absolutely launches him. He's going so quick at this point that it's hard to like miss things because he's just phasing through time and space. 370,000. It's time for the $50,000 wooden shoes. We're starting to run out of upgrades, we're getting so strong. Those shoes launched them, that was 50,000 already. There's 90,000. That was a pretty average launch, that still made us 20 grand at 170,000 distance. It's time for maximum kick power. I've gotten so mad I've taken my shirt off entirely. You know things are getting serious when this happens. We have a max level launch available. We got him carrying some real good speed now. He's up to 250,000 already. Just needs to hit a few little things that might carry him all the way to 500. You absolute moron. How many times do we need to kick you? Max level launch. We kicked him out of orbit right from the launch. We have a few constants here. He's suffering in a lot of pain and we're making a lot of money. For $50,000, we can give him an extra kick once he's stopped. The button's up here. I don't know if I can kick him like while he's moving or not. I think he needs to come to a proper stop first. Here we go, kick number 2. I followed him all the way out onto the sidewalk just so I could hit him one more time. And I do feel like this is going to make it a little bit easier. We basically get double the distance no matter what we do. Think we're going to hit 500,000 on this one. He's hit all sorts of stuff along the way. Boom. Send your boss to somewhere. Now we're kicking him all the way to the grave. R.I.P. This one's legitimately going to be a million distance. Which sounds like a lot, but when you can launch him at the speed of light, it might not take that long at all to hit that. Especially with that, we're going almost 10,000 distance per second. We've got an achievement for how high he went. Almost 600,000 for $65,000. We're simply going to run out of upgrades. The boss is taunting me so bad he even got me tattooed on his stomach under idiot. This was a max level launch, so if we get lucky with a bird or two right here, yeah, there we go. We're gonna get some distance. We're at 700,000 and cruising along. That's gonna help us. We're even back in orbit. Over 800,000 and we're cruising. This could be it for him. The final kick. The protesters gave us a nice boost. 940, we're closing in on it. Oh no, is we gonna make it? I think we're gonna. And boss ended. The boss was kicked all the way into the graveyard after being tortured mercilessly for weeks.